Chapter 14, The Universe. I know what you're going to ask. Min interrupted my thoughts. Let me ask you something instead. But please, take your time to think it through. No rush, he suggested. I want to ask you, does the complexity of the frequency in each step, which creates the form of all that is in this perfect universe, happen by chance or by design? Min asked with a small smile. You can take your time to think about it. No hurry. I think I'm almost halfway through with my explanation, anyhow. Min assured me. What? We're not even halfway through yet? I feel my brain has no more space for the second half. I said, slightly discouraged. Come on. I think you are very good since you have understood all what I explained so far in only a few minutes. Min complimented me. Really? I think you overestimated me. I replied. Not quite sure if I understood as much as he thought I did. Shall we continue? He asked. Yes, please, I said, as I was curious to understand how it would all come together. So, we can now skip the energy at the small level, the particle. Next, we move on to the larger energy, which is the cosmic energy at the edge of space and time or the universe. Min said with a grand implication, which made my head feel heavier. Oh no, I almost fainted trying to understand the little energy. Trying to understand this larger energy in the universe would overwhelm me. I groaned, and asked myself why the heck do I had to learn all about this. But hang on, I interjected. Before we continue, allow me to say that I do think you're going too far now, don't you? I only asked where this place is and what it is intended for. But why do I have to know everything else that you're explaining? It doesn't seem to be related, does it? I protested. Easy. It's definitely related. It's necessary for you to understand the whole picture to see clearly. If I only tell you one part of it, that would be the short answer relating only to that part. But you will then have more follow-up questions about how it works and where it comes from. Min explained patiently. Okay, let's move on. Then, I gave in. Min was silent for a moment before moving on. For the time being, I will try to explain it to you as simply as possible. I will skip some facts. And I will focus only on the important parts, so that you can understand the main issue we are talking about, he said. These parallel worlds are the smallest and the most important subunit in the universe. Compared to what we have talked about before, the smallest thing is the initial substance, which is the smallest and the most important unit in terms of particles. Min explained. Or we can say that the initial substance is the smallest of the smallest, whereas in the parallel world, it is the smallest of the largest, he added. And both are the most important substances since they are the source of energy in both systems. Or simply said, the initial substance is the source of energy of the smallest unit, while in the parallel world it is the source of the largest unit. Min emphasized, I will explain later how this parallel world generates energy, he went on. Let me first explain the physical feature of this parallel world. Your world and our world have their own solar systems, although the physical appearances are somewhat different. For instance, our sun is about 70% larger than yours, while our world is about 1/8 smaller. Your solar system consists of 8 to 9 stars. Ours has 5 to 6. The reason why I didn't mention the exact number of stars in our solar system is because there's one common star that travels back and forth between our systems every 3,600 years. Although many physical features of our solar system are different from yours, the mechanisms within our world are exactly the same. There is no deviation at all. Be it time, self-rotation, rotating time around the sun, the gravity value, and so on. Our two worlds have the same climatic characteristics, the same date and time, the same seasons, the same ecology system, and the same period of time it takes to rotate around the galaxy. Min explained, "That's marvelous. I can't believe it's real," I exclaimed, amazed by what he had told me. "There's still so much more that will amaze you," he added. "Now, let's look at the location of the two worlds." Min continued, "Our solar systems are located at the opposite sides of the same galaxy, which you call the Milky Way, and we call it the Synectrion. Our solar systems are located on each side of the empty space at the center, and the distance between our systems is about 240 trillion kilometers. Wow, if it's that far, how could I have reached here in just a second?" I asked, quite surprised. "I'm afraid, it's far beyond your ability to understand it, even if I would explain." Min replied, smiling. "In this vast universe, there are many things that you humans cannot understand. One of them is the mechanics of time. The space with a hole in it, the center of our Milky Way galaxy, is one of the places that is not governed by time. And now imagine something that cuts through this empty space. The effect is simply incomprehensible to you. Later, once you know the whole story of this world, you might understand this part more easily," he said. "Sure," I replied, only half convinced. "In this universe, there are countless other galaxies, as countless as the amount of sand in our world, with the Milky Way galaxy positioned at the center of the universe." Min went on, "Within each galaxy, there are numerous solar systems and countless stars. Since our two solar systems are near the center of the Milky Way galaxy, which is also the middle of the universe, our worlds are in the middle of the universe, too. And all of these star systems, from the smallest to the largest, constantly move. They rotate in two ways. Firstly, spinning around their own axis, and secondly rotating around the system that they are a part of. For instance, our world spins around itself, while orbiting the solar system. Everything must have at least one procedure of rotation. Some systems do not revolve around themselves but orbit around others. Other systems, like our Milky Way galaxy, revolve around themselves but not around others because they themselves are the center of the largest system," he concluded.